Mhm. And we continue with the next speaker, who would actually be our first speaker because she was one of the participating artists of the exhibition by Hackers and Designers that Anja Groten was talking about. Nazanin Karimi. She is going to tell us more about the video installation that she made, Sunburned. Hi, Nazanin.
Hello, hi. So I'm
Hey,
here
good
finally.
to have you here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Yeah, if you're ready, we start your
I
slides.
am ready. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Um, yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to talk about the Sunburned Land, which is a project that I filmed while I was staying in south of Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. I'll start with a short introduction about the area. The Strait of Hormuz is between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. 20% of global oil consumption passes through this strait. That's why it's a highly strategic point for international trade. The Hormuz Island, Qeshm, Hengam, and Lark are located in this area. And because of their geopolitical situation, they have been invaded frequently throughout history. For example, most recently, the area has witnessed intense events like the tanker war in the 80s and, and the 2019. Okay, I can hear my own voice. Okay, so yeah, so the Hormuz during the Iran-Iraq war in the 80s, the majority of islanders moved to mainland Iran or migrated to United Arab Emirates because the island had become a military base. That's why we see many like abandoned buildings and gardens around. On one hand, you can see the monuments of a harsh economic crisis in the island as unfinished skeletons of ships and the remains of abandoned jobs, villages, and houses. And this is the situation in an area that is passage to billions of dollars every day. And on the other hand, the islands are located in an atmosphere that has a very eye-appealing and obscure nature. And actually, the unique and elusive nature of this area have made it a subject of so many Iranian literatures. And because of the beauty of this landscape, in the last decades, these islands have become a safe space for the youth to travel and stay far from the city life and its restrictions. So, yeah, last year I also went there with hope to join with hope to film and tell the story of these contrasts. So I chose to illustrate the island in a 3D environment to convey the illusory feeling of being there. Despite the restrictions, I recorded some of the scenery by drone and created the fictional island in a way that it resembles my own perception of the landscape. The metaleptic jumps between videos of the real island and the animated scenes work with each other to form the story. These scenes can be from the viewpoint of the invisible drones that are constantly monitoring this area, Or it can be a cryptic moment of a fox showing up under the midday burning sun when it feels like the island is empty of life. The installation format of the exhibition was to remind the missing physicality by engaging the audience in the act of viewing. Audiences are watching the video in an angled gesture. It can manipulate their blood circulation and stimulate a sort of weightlessness that is similar to the feeling of flying over the scenery. This physical interaction with the viewing device um, influences the judgment and the expectation of the viewer. Um, you're welcome.
Mhm. Thank you so much for your presentation, and
You're
it's
welcome.
interesting work
Thanks.
you
Thank you
made.
for having me.
Yeah. Why is it not possible to freely fly a drone in the Hormuz and Keshem Island?
Yeah, in these islands, there's a very strict military control over everything, while, like, on the other hand, there are a lot of social freedom. As I said, like, youth go there to just like have parties and do whatever that is not allowed really in the city life of, for example, Tehran.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for example, when I was filming, at some point they detected our drone and they followed us and they didn't let us continue anymore. So yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. Mm. And in your video work, you merged real footage with 3D generated images.
Yeah.
How did you decide which part you wanted to render in 3D and which not?
Yeah, so the first idea was to scan actually the landscape in Qesh with specific scanners, which is for the landscapes. But for
Mm-hmm.
the because of the laws, we found out we cannot do this. So I decided to make this make some of the sceneries in 3D, and I think the poetic moments, the moments that are more fictional in my mind, are being made in 3D atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, the sceneries that are related to the landscape, are the ones that I filmed. But in the end, I think I can't tell which one is fiction because the characteristic of the landscape itself is really illusory. So
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
difficult. It merged a bit
yeah,
together. Yeah.
true.
Margarita asks if you can tell us more about the turtle that you are holding in the arm. Mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
uh, in this island, like it looks like because of, for example, the really warm weather, especially in the summer, it looks like that like not a lot of species are living there. But surprisingly, you see really interesting animals here and there. And these turtles are one of the species that live in Qesh, for example.
Mm.
There's also really huge ones. So that's one of them that I found.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the full video will be online soon, right? To
Yes, yeah. So if anyone is interested to see the video, it's gonna be on the Hackers and Designers website.
Great,
So yeah, it's so.
nice. Okay, thank you for your presentation,
You're welcome.
Nazanin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.